So the closest I've ever been to this situation, I did have a situation where I was pissed off at little kids. I was very pissed, but I didn't do this. I was at the beach with some friends, right? It was me and like a couple friends.
built a cool sandcastle.
You
And
built a
I
really
started
cool-
digging a hole. And I dug the biggest hole at the beach that I've ever dug. And it was crazy. And it was massive and it went down really deep and I was so impressed. And I was getting to the point where I was like, my head was like about here. And then suddenly a bunch of little kids started to like swarm around this hole. This hole is right next to our like blanket and everything. Like this is where our setup. And they are now swarming around, all these kids swarming around our stuff and this hole that I made. I'm actively digging it and these kids are like f***ing around the sides of
Aw.
it. And of course, they just start to like, sand just starts to fall in. And I'm a little nervous because some of these kids are like 3. And I'm like, you're next to a borderline like 5-foot deep hole. You're gonna fall in.
Stanley Yelnats over here.
I wasn't yelling at them, I wasn't saying anything.
Stanley Yelnats.
And then, and their parents are like off to the side watching and they're just like, and I'm like, I'm a strange man. With a hole.
How old were you?
How
old were you?
I was like 20, I was probably like 20 or 21.
Okay.
Look, send me to the beach now, I'm gonna start digging a hole.
No, okay, well, this is what I was gonna ask you. Have you ever heard of the masculine urge to dig?
Yes.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I have it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
No,
I have
right,
to
yeah.
dig. I
Let's continue.
have to, it's so fun.
Sorry, you get to the beach, you gotta dig.
But
I'm sorry.
These kids eventually, they started like f***ing around with it so much that they were just filling the hole back up. I got up out of it and I was like, whatever. And I was really mad. And at first I wanted to say something to one of their parents being like, what are you, like, this, and then I thought about it, I'm like, what am I gonna say? Like, I dug this hole. I was like, but then